If you're constantly jumping between Jira and your Git environment, whether that's in GitHub or GitLab or maybe even Azure DevOps, then you know what a pain it is to have information in Jira and have the other information, the important information, your coding information in a completely different tool that your project managers, your product managers, your executives, they just don't have visibility. But there is a way to grab your data from Git and integrate it with Jira. There's a couple of different options to do that, and today we're going to be exploring GitInt's newest offering, which is Git Integration for Jira. Now, GitInt has a series of other connectors that allow you to synchronize with Asana, with ServiceNow, with Salesforce, even Jira to Jira. And today we're looking at their newest offering, which is going to be this Git Integration for Jira. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, drop a like, and let's take a look. Now, what makes this app special is that this is going to bring your Git repositories, the ones you have out there in GitHub, GitLab, Azure DevOps, and we're going to bring it straight into Jira. This is going to give your entire team visibility into the development without ever having to leave the work item, that story, that task, that bug that your team is working on, and be able to just appreciate and understand what's going on the development side of the house. And you're going to be able to do this seamlessly. Now, there are other options to do this, right? You could do this through the Git integration that is completely free built into Jira, but we're going to be taking a look at a paid version because sometimes with the free stuff, you get what you pay for, right? It's lack of support. You don't know who to really call. But with the third-party option, you're going to have a feature-rich experience and you're going to have support from the developer themselves. So we're going to explore some of the pros, some of the cons, and I'm going to walk you through how to ultimately get this application installed and get your Jira and your Git repositories talking to each other and synced together. So let's jump in. So the first thing you want to do is use the link down in the description below to install Git Integration for Jira by GitInt. And once you have it installed, you're going to be able to get to your Jira and Git integration. As you can see, I have a couple of the other apps, the Salesforce ones and the ServiceNow. Check out those other videos also on my channel as well. So let's click into Jira to Git integration. And there's a couple of steps we're going to jump through in order to get this working, because essentially we need to create a handshake between Jira and GitInt, and then Git and GitInt. And once the handshakes are established, then they're going to be able to talk to each other and we're going to be able to demonstrate the application and what it can actually do. So from here, we're going to create an integration. We're going to select from three options. We can do a continuous sync, we can do a data migration, or a sync Git repository. For the purpose of this video, we're going to select the sync Git repository. So go ahead and click on that button. And now we got to connect our apps. So we're going to do a connection for Jira. And over here on the right-hand side, we're going to do a connection for our Git integration. So on this screen, the first thing you want to do is give it a name. I always forget to give it a name, but you want to provide a name for your integrations. Whatever you're integrating with, you're going to want to label it correctly, especially if you're going to be integrating with your GitLab as well, or your Azure DevOps. And folks, this is one of the benefits for using this particular application, because normally with the free stuff, you can do one connector. And if you want to connect with like GitHub, that's built out of the box. If you want to connect with Azure DevOps, that is now out of the box. A couple of years ago, that wasn't even true. But if you want to connect with GitLab, there really is no easy way to connect with GitLab. And if you want to do all three, well, that gets a little bit trickier as well, because you can only do one client per of those free installs, right? But this application is going to allow you to connect to all your Git repositories, because maybe you have 2, 3, 4, 5 different GitHubs. Maybe you have 5 GitHubs, 2 GitLabs, and a couple of Azure DevOps on the side, right? So this application is going to allow you to bring all your Gits together under one place and be able to synchronize with all of them in one single location, so that anybody in Jira can now take advantage of those connections. So this is probably the highest selling point for this application, especially if you have fragmented repositories like many companies that I work with absolutely do. So we're going to go ahead and click on Connect App here, and we're going to select GitHub. And this is a name that is automatically given to you by default, but trust me when I tell you, you want to rename these, especially if you're going to do multiple GitHub connectors. You want to make sure you label these correctly. So maybe this is going to be Dev Team GitHub 1, right? Something that is clever, something that is unique, because you will have the exact same default name for every connector that you make. And ask me how I know this, because I've done this a lot of times. When you have 3, 4, 5 different connectors, you're going to have connection to GitHub, and you're going to have a 1 in 25% chance of getting the right one. So name them uniquely so you don't mess those up. Next, we're going to do our API token. Now, if you don't know how to do your API token, that's okay. We are going to be able to see a video and read documentation for how to get our API token. So let's actually click on this read documentation. We're going to move on over to this particular guide, and it's going to show us how to actually get our GitHub token. So it's asking us to go to GitHub, go to settings, developer settings, select personal access token, generate a new token, and then bring it on over. So let me go ahead and do that off screen, and we're going to fast forward to once I have the API token. Once you've added your API token, go ahead and click on add, and we're going to be done with our first part of our connection. We're going to be able to select our dev team GitHub 1 and click connect. And that should be it. We are ready with the GitHub. Now we're going to go over and do Jira. So very similarly, we're going to do something very, very similar. Okay, so we're going to select this. We're going to type in the name of our Jira and I click on next. Again, if you're going to do multiple connections, make sure you call this correctly. So I'm just going to call this APSEC Jira 1. And then we're going to go get our OAuth credentials. Very similar to what we did with GitHub. We can click on this read documentation or watch a video. And this is going to walk you through all the steps. As you can see here, I'm going to be able to go into my personal token and grab an API key. So I'm going to go and grab that right now off screen, and then we'll be back in just a second. All right, now that I've authenticated, I am simply going to click on add. And this is going to add our Jira connection. And we're going to select this Atlassian one, click on connect. And now as you can see, we have the GitHub connection and we have the Jira connection, but we aren't quite done yet because now we got to associate that repository with our project. So we now need to go into the Git repositories and select whatever repository we want to connect. And so in this particular case, I'm going to come down and get my shoes for bums. And as you can see here, you can add multiple ones if you wanted to as well. You can then associate which project this is going to go into. So I'm just going to come in here on my all-in prep one here. And similarly, you do have the option to add more spaces up at the top. So again, you can do any combination, or if you don't want to call any space out specifically, you can just check the checkbox and it will do all the spaces, right? I am going to wrap this part up here. Just simply click on create. I'm going to do a one-to-one just to keep it simple. And congratulations, we have created our first integration. We're going to click OK and move on to the next step. If you ever need to get back to this integration, for whatever reason, you want to add another repo, you want to add another space, you simply click on the workflows button over here. You're going to dismiss this message, go to your integrations, and you're going to see that you have your GitHub integration. If you needed to create another integration with GitLab or with Azure DevOps, or maybe again, you want to tweak the existing one or you want to add another project, this is where you would do this here. So that's all you need to do there. All right, so now let's test it out. So we're going to go back to Jira and we're going to go into that space that we just basically synced up. And I'm going to grab one of my stories here. Let's just grab this. Let's see. Let's find a good one here that doesn't have any code against it just yet. We're going to do this task number 4. And what you want to do is we want to get the key, this AL-20. This is going to play a very important role. Okay, next up, we're going to take that key from that task that we're going to work on and we're going to create a new branch. Normally your developer would be working out of the terminal for this, but I'm just going to go into the UI just to kind of demonstrate. And I'm going to put GitInt branch demo. It's going to come from master. That's okay. We're going to click on create new branch. And then a brand new branch is going to be created. Okay. So we have our new branch here. And that's it. That's all we need to do for that. We're going to go back to our integration. And we're going to make sure that the sync is now working. So we're going to come back to this task, but this time I'm going to open up the Git Integration tool. We can open this up, go to the logs, and you're going to see that we had a successful run. And what I'm looking for is my actual branch. Now, I think it came through, has a bunch of successes. So let's go to Jira. Let's refresh our Jira screen. And we're going to open up our task that we were working out of. Here's our task. And now in the development section, you can see that we have one new branch and there is our AL20 GitInt branch. So as you can see, the sync is happening automatically and we're able to essentially get that information from GitHub back over to Jira. And then any commits that are happening on the Git side, they're all going to show up in Jira. So this is what makes this really cool, right? You can have different Git repositories if you wanted to. You have a lot more flexibility with this particular app than when you go down the free route. Now for any of these items, we can always click on them and we're going to get this pop-up. So once we get branches and commits and pull requests, all that stuff is going to be coming in from GitHub. It's going to be synced in using our GitInt tool, which is going to give us all that metadata from GitHub inside of Jira so that your project managers can then make strategic decisions based on the information that we're getting from our GitHub, which is where our developers are actually working out of. So one thing to note, I don't know if you noticed here in the video, but this task 4 AL20 used to be in to do. Then you might have seen that I kind of lost it there for a second. And that's because it went to in progress, because I actually have an automation rule that moves it automatically from to do to in progress the moment that a branch is created. And so I have a trigger in my automation rules that do this. So you're able to automate the transitioning of your statuses from Jira using the integration with Git, because the developer is going to be able to do all the work in their natural environment that they love being in, which is their terminal and their IDE, writing code, right? They already have the integrations back to GitHub and all that special stuff. So all you're doing is, hey, when stuff is getting updated in GitHub, you're bringing it into Jira, and you have a lot more flexibility than with the free stuff, so that you can add different repos, different projects, different permissions, all that good stuff, right? And so we can grab all of that and then basically let Jira kind of work a little bit more autonomously using the actual data that your developers are doing in the backend. So this is really cool and very helpful for project managers. And so let's go over a couple of the pros and cons before we wrap things up. So number one, this is going to be a very straightforward setup once you have the OAuth enabled. And as you can see, the OAuth is going to be a safe integration. It's going to protect your data. It's going to protect that authentication. It's going to be a really good way to get this sync to happen. Number two, it's going to support GitHub and GitLab and Azure DevOps and other Git providers. So you don't have to install a variety of different tools. Some organizations have GitHub and GitLab together, right? Well, maybe not together, but they're in the same organization. That requires you, if you're doing the free stuff, to go into Jira and enable a bunch of different applications and do a bunch of different configurations. This is just one application that lets us do everything together. You're going to be able to bring in your repositories, your branches, your commits, your pull requests, all of that really helpful information. You're going to be able to pull it straight into Jira. And as I showed you in this video, you have flexible project and repository selection. So you don't have to do all the repositories. You have way more control. You can specify which project is going to see which repository, because if you're an enterprise customer, you might have some data restrictions that you want to limit visibility. You might not want your entire organization to see everything, right? And so this allows you to silo things up just the way you need to. And finally, you have greater visibility for engineering managers and product owners. You know what's going on, what your developers are actually working on, because it's all surfaced inside of Jira. And I didn't show you this really cool part, but when you're looking at your board view, you get to see that, look, we have a branch. When the branch has a PR, you're going to see that the PR is there. And if it's merged, it's going to have a check mark. And so you get a lot of metadata right here on the card itself without having to go too deep. This one's going to show me that I have a commit, right? And so you get a lot of extra metadata at the board level that your product managers, engineering managers, project managers, they're just going to be able to come into the board and get a lot more details. They can open up any particular card. And again, in that development section, they're going to see all the branches, the pull requests, the commits. They can always click on them, get the little pop-up, and then go into greater detail. And then if you click on any of these, you just go straight into GitHub, assuming you have the right permission in GitHub. You do need to have the right permission there, but then you can go and see all the data that's happening there. You can see the files and everything else, so it's kind of cool. So yeah, if your developers are using Git and your project manager is a little bit blindsided because they live in Jira, your developers live in Git, but the two tools aren't talking to each other, then give this integration a try. It's going to help bridge that gap. It's going to bring in your repositories, your branches, your commits, your pull requests, all into a single view. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to click the link down below, because you can start your free trial to Git Integration by GitInt. So click on that link down below, get it started, get it configured. And if you need any help, let me know. But for now, subscribe, drop a like, and we'll see you in the next one.